your boxing, that seems like that's actually going to be the toughest part of the fight for him. Do you look at that? What do you think about that prediction that he ends the fight in 6 rounds?
It sounds good. He's supposed to say that. That sounds good for the cameras. And just like at the press conference, he's saying a whole lot of things that sound good for the cameras. He kept standing up for the cameras because what did he do right after? He sat his big fat ass right back down, right? So all these things, the way he's acting, what he's doing, it sounds good and it looks good for the cameras. You know, I have my hands in my pockets regardless of what he said or how he's acting because I knew he wasn't gonna do shit. Because when I popped Jose Jr. in the face in the gym, and it was 7 of them and 3 of us, and then my buddy pulled me back over a tire, and then I come back forward like this, everybody's backing up, just staring at me, not doing anything. And there wasn't no security there. There wasn't no cameras there, you know. And what David do when I popped his brother in his face? Nothing. He stood there and looked at me like a big fat pussy. And what Jose Jr. do? Nothing. Just stood there and looked at me. And then the next day, the gym owner made him come over and apologize and say they're sorry for acting like a fool. So now we're in front of all these people, all these cameras, all these security guards, and I'm supposed to feel like you're going to do something now? Come on, man. So, again, all these antics, all these things he's saying and, acting rah-rah and all this, that stuff sounds good for the cameras. But we don't believe none of that.
Is there an extra edge when it comes to you against David Benavidez? A little something. I mean, I know.
What's good, family? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Oh my god. Now, listen, I've got to put my hands in the air and say that I'm chalking up. Listen, your man Caleb Plant, he gets chalked up a W right now, 100%. Why? Well, we have to be honest here. In the Plant versus Benavidez press conference, we all thought Plant may have come across a little beta. Yeah, he may have come across a little bit corny. Now, there was two sides to the argument. Some people said he's matured from the Canelo fight. He's matured and he's now kind of grown into his position. Especially people, don't forget, there's two ways fighters go after a loss. Especially a knockout or a stoppage loss like Caleb Plant took. They can either break down and fall off, or they can grow and rise into it. And I have to be fair here. What Plant did to your man's, I forgot his name now, but when he rolled up and smoked on that Don's pack, yeah? When Eminem smoked on, it's not Andre, what's his name? Whatever the cornball's name was, and dug a grave for him. Caleb Plant, he dug that dude's grave. When he did that after coming off that loss to Canelo, the guy Caleb Plant beat, he's a dog. He's renowned for being a dog. He's never, even when Benavidez beat the guy, he's never been knocked out stone cold before. Never. And people say he's old. He's only 38. 38 ain't that old. Floyd was still out here taxing people at 38. Albeit they was no good, but still. Do you know what I'm saying? 38 isn't, especially in this day and age, 38 is the new 35, 34. And Plant slept, dude. And that guy's nickname is Dog. He's supposed to be a dog. And you best believe he got put down like a dog at the vets. Now anyway, the reason I give you that is to say that the evidence is leaning towards Plant. The reason Plant didn't get into it, Benavidez says, Plant was giving it all the energy to Canelo. But when he got in front of me, all of a sudden, he trying to politic. All of a sudden, he trying to be cute. All of a sudden, he don't want it like he wanted it with Canelo. Like I said, I believe, based on the evidence, especially after hearing what we just heard, I think Plant's just matured. I think the events in Plant's life all coming together, I think he's just transcended where he was. Yeah? In that Canelo fight, he was very insecure, and what he did to Dog, when he slept that guy, especially, you have to remember people, yeah, there was a lot of pressure at the time. Yes, that guy, he's not a prime bull, but the man that Caleb Plant slept, he weren't no joke. Yes, Plant's a heavy favourite, but Plant wasn't a heavy favourite to knock the guy out. Plant was a heavy favourite to win the fight on points. Plant goes in there and puts on a career best performance, coming off a career defining loss. That's not easy to do. So I think it's fair to say that Plant has most likely transcended who he used to be. And hence, all that rah 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 rah, he's been left in the past. He a new man, potentially. Now, time will tell, does it matter either way? What I will say is, Plant clapping back in this video has just confirmed that way of thinking. Anyone who hears these bars from Plant and says, oh, Plant was scared in the press conference. Nah, man. Plant, I guess you could say, though. You could say, why wasn't Plant saying these things at the press conference? And I think he probably should have. Plant probably should have at the press conference said, listen, David, sit down. Yeah? Stop trying to be all in the video. Because when I punched your brother in his mouth, when I punched your pops up and punched your brother up, you weren't with it like this. You know there's security right now. When there wasn't no security and when I punched your brother right in his chops, you didn't want it like that. Oops. So Plant probably should have said these bars at the time. Now, I'm sure Benavidez fans will say, oh, Plant didn't say it at the time because he was scary of what Benavidez might do. I don't know about all that. Genuinely, and I think, honestly, this fight for me is a 50-50 fight. I'm not going to bet on it, but I'm just telling you what I'm feeling here. I don't think most people are thinking that Benavidez is going to run through Plant. I don't think it's going to go down like that. I think Plant has actually leveled. I might be wrong, but I think Plant has leveled up. I think that whooping from Canelo has made him stronger, which isn't always the case. Meanwhile, Benavidez, what's he really been doing? Who's he been fighting? Don't no one really know. He been fighting washed up old guys. Listen, he been fighting guys who have been old. David Lemieux, he been old. He been washed up. And even then, Benavidez doesn't have the one punch power. People call him the monster. He has to punch 40 times to drop someone. Plant has got to do that. Plant, who isn't known as a puncher, just got to do out of there in one punch. The dog. I keep forgetting his name. It begins with a D, I think. No, it's not Demetrius. It's something else. The brothers, the twins. They twins? I don't know. Anyway. I think they're twins from Detroit. They're from the D. You best believe it. Caleb Plant, he rolled up and puffed on the twins from D. From the D. He been smoked on them. Yeah? Detroit never looked so bad after Caleb Plant went in there and smoked on them. Yeah? Detroit has never looked so bad after Eminem went in there and did his thing. Eminem shut the whole of Detroit down. That's what you best believe. On that night, buried him. Yeah? Detroit been buried by Eminem. Yeah, that's just what happened. Caleb Eminem Plant, he been shut down Detroit. And it's been recovering ever since. But yeah, I have to salute Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant right now, he's come right back into it. And end of the day, yeah, Benavidez, doing all that woofing, Benavidez needs to respond to these claims. Well, they're not claims, it's the truth. Benavidez needs to respond to what Plant has said. Okay, it's alright giving it the rah 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 on TV, all in the video. Yeah, but what happened at the gym? That's what we must know. At the gym, when your little bro got popped, or your big, whatever bro it was. Yeah, Caleb Plant was out here 3-man deep, you was 7-man deep, and Plant alleges they got off all up in your ish, and you didn't want it. You were trying to politic your way, you're trying to negotiate your way through the situation. Politician sounding us. That's what Caleb Plant said. Caleb Plant said, you were a politician sounding us, dude. You ain't want to tangle, you ain't want to squabble. You went with the bullshit. Yeah? And the way Plant came across, he just looks composed to me. He looks strong. He looks solid. Do you understand? He don't look edgy, and I think potentially that's what the Canelo fight was. Plant didn't know. Plant himself hadn't fought no one up until that point. I hate to say it, but neither has Benavidez. Benavidez fought Gavril and got put down. Do you understand? That was his only half-decent fight, and Gavril, his bin fell off. We don't even know how good Gavril is. Is it a case that Benavidez, let's not forget people, yeah? It's not like this fight was made quickly. Plant fought Canelo. Benavidez, he been fighting bums. How confident deep down is Benavidez? We don't know. Fair play to the guys. They've got this fight signed, but time will tell. All I'm saying is this right here is a big W for Plant. Anyone saying Plant was scary, I can't sit here and tell you that's the truth. He looks composed to me. He got them big dog lyrics. Yeah? He got them big pappy, call me big daddy lyrics. That's what, listen, the things Caleb Plant said in this video, it's almost like he's telling that Benavidez, you called me big pappy. Yeah? When I pulled up on you at the gym, you know what time it was. You knew it's big pappy time. Yeah? You knew it's big daddy time. I'm big daddy to you, 100%. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Caleb Plant catching a W. Caleb Plant, aka Eminem, he catching a W right now. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell.